Keith Urban, one of the most beloved names in country music, is facing a heartbreak that has fans and the media buzzing. After nearly 2 decades of marriage to Hollywood superstar Nicole Kidman, the couple's separation is no longer just a whisper in tabloids. It's playing out under the glaring spotlight of fame. Imagine having your personal pain dissected by millions of people online while trying to hold yourself together. For Keith, this has become an unsettling reality. Sources say the divorce, filed by Kidman at the end of September, has left him deeply shaken, navigating a world where every move, every glance, and every Instagram story can be interpreted, judged, or speculated upon. For fans who have followed the pair's journey, this split comes as a shock. Keith and Nicole were once seen as Hollywood royalty, a pairing that seemed untouchable. Married in 2006, they built not just a life but a public image of love, stability, and creative harmony. 2 daughters, Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret, were the jewels of their shared life, grounding the couple amid the chaos of fame. Yet even the strongest bonds can fray under the pressures of time, personal evolution, and the relentless glare of public attention. The emotional toll of this breakup cannot be overstated. Keith Urban, known for his charisma on stage and the vulnerability in his music, is now facing an entirely different stage. The one where real life, with heartbreak and uncertainty, takes center stage. Fans have begun to notice subtle hints in interviews, public appearances, and social media posts, suggesting that the singer is not just coping with a breakup, but is actively searching for a way to process it. Rumors and insider reports hint at moments of quiet reflection, late-night songwriting sessions, and a desire to lean on those who understand the pain of love lost. And that's where a surprising figure enters the story: Shelton. Known for his wit, musical talent, and a history of personal trials, Blake is reportedly stepping in as a friend, confidant, and mentor. Sources say he understands firsthand the challenges of high-profile relationships and public scrutiny, having endured 2 marriages of his own. The idea of 2 country icons navigating heartbreak together is compelling, a story not just of celebrity, but of human connection, resilience, and the struggle to find hope when the world is watching. So what does this friendship really look like? How is Keith Urban handling life after Nicole? And what role does Shelton play in helping him navigate the storm? Over the next few sections, we'll dive deep into the behind-the-scenes moments, the emotional coping strategies, and the rumors swirling around this high-profile split. From private ranch getaways to the healing power of music, the story of Keith Urban's heartbreak is as gripping as any song he's ever written. The question remains: can friendship and music help him heal, or is the pressure of public scrutiny too much for even a superstar to bear? What happens next could shock fans and redefine the way we see celebrity heartbreak in real life. In late September 2025, the world got a jolt when news broke that Nicole Kidman had filed for divorce from Keith Urban. After 19 years together, the Hollywood power couple's separation left fans stunned. For a pair that seemed to embody stability and enduring love, the announcement felt almost surreal. Keith, who built a reputation not just as a talented musician but as a devoted husband and father, suddenly found himself facing one of the most challenging periods of his life, and it was all unfolding under public scrutiny. Their marriage had long been seen as a rare success story in Hollywood, a world notorious for fleeting relationships. Married in 2006, Keith and Nicole had managed to balance fame, demanding careers, and parenthood with an elegance few could emulate. Their love story was one that fans and media alike admired. A talented country singer and a Hollywood legend, seemingly perfect for each other, sharing laughter, life, and a family. They welcomed 2 daughters, Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret, who became the center of their world. Through awards shows, red carpet appearances, and personal milestones, the couple projected an image of harmony and mutual support. But behind closed doors, as the insider whispers suggest, cracks had started to appear. Sources hint at the complexities of maintaining a high-profile marriage in the relentless glare of fame. The challenges of distance, intense schedules, and personal growth may have quietly contributed to the dissolution of what looked like an unbreakable bond. The divorce filing marked the end of not just a marriage but an era, for both Keith and Nicole, and for fans who followed every moment of their shared life. Keith Urban now faces the reality of adjusting to single life while protecting his daughters from the emotional upheaval. For someone whose life has always been intertwined with music, family, and public adoration, this transition is particularly intense. The emotional strain of separation is compounded by the fact that the world is watching every step, every social media post, every public appearance, and every subtle hint of how he's coping becomes fodder for speculation. Yet even in the midst of heartbreak, there's a sense of resilience. Keith has always been someone who channels life experiences into his art, and fans are already speculating that this new chapter could inspire some of his most honest, raw music yet. Rumors suggest he's leaning on friends, family, and creative outlets to navigate the pain, refusing to let the world see him crumble despite the very public nature of the split. And while this divorce might seem like the end of the road for some, insiders hint that it's only the beginning of a deeply personal journey for Keith, one where heartbreak, healing, and self-discovery intersect. The challenges ahead are monumental, but sources also indicate that Keith is not facing them alone. The next part of this story reveals who's stepping in to help him navigate this emotional storm, and it might surprise you. When life gets messy, it's often the people closest to you who make all the difference, and for Keith Urban, that person appears to be Blake Shelton. The country music superstar has reportedly been offering unwavering support to Keith as he navigates the aftermath of his split from Nicole Kidman. But this isn't just casual friendship. Insiders suggest that Blake is stepping in as a mentor, confidant, and source of practical guidance during what could be one of the toughest chapters in Keith's life. Their bond goes beyond casual acquaintanceship. Both singers were part of CBS's musical reality show, The Road, which allowed them to forge a genuine connection through shared experiences in the music industry. While many celebrity friendships are superficial, sources indicate that Keith and Blake's relationship runs deep, built on mutual respect, shared struggles, and a common understanding of life in the public eye. Blake, a veteran of 2 failed marriages, reportedly knows all too well the toll that a high-profile divorce can take, and he's determined to help Keith navigate it. Insiders say Blake has been candid with Keith about the realities of ending a long-term relationship, especially one under the relentless scrutiny of media and fans. He's sharing advice from the perspective of someone who's lived it, the emotional highs and lows, the moments of doubt, and the challenge of keeping a sense of self intact when everything feels like it's unraveling. Blake isn't just talking, he's offering practical ways to cope, emphasizing the importance of staying busy, finding healthy outlets, and leaning on trusted friends for guidance. Reports claim that Blake has extended a full invitation to Keith to spend time at his ranch. From horseback riding to helping with the harvest, to jam sessions that let music and creativity take center stage, these activities are designed to keep Keith grounded, occupied, and connected to what he loves most. The idea is simple but powerful. Stay active, stay inspired, and don't let heartbreak consume every moment of your life. It's a lifeline in the form of friendship, and for someone facing the end of a 19-year marriage, it could be exactly what he needs. There's also an emotional layer to this support. Sources suggest Blake is encouraging Keith to express himself openly, whether through songwriting, conversations, or simply being honest about his feelings. He's emphasizing self-compassion, reminding Keith that dwelling on guilt or regret accomplishes nothing, especially in a situation as public as this one. The combination of empathy, advice, and structured activities is reportedly helping Keith maintain a sense of stability amid chaos. While the media and fans speculate about the emotional fallout of this divorce, Blake's role adds a surprising twist. Even in heartbreak, there can be camaraderie, mentorship, and genuine friendship. This is more than just a story about celebrity gossip. It's about 2 men who understand each other's struggles, sharing strength when it's needed most. But while Blake is offering guidance and a safe space, Keith's journey is far from over. The next part of this story delves into the ways Keith is coping privately, including the role music plays in his healing, and why fans are already anticipating deeply personal new songs. When it comes to healing after heartbreak, words can only do so much. That's why Blake Shelton's support for Keith Urban goes far beyond casual advice. Sources reveal that Blake has opened not just his time but his life to Keith, offering tangible ways to help him cope with the emotional turbulence of his divorce from Nicole Kidman. It's a form of friendship that blends mentorship, emotional support, and hands-on activities designed to keep Keith grounded, busy, and mentally strong during a period that could easily overwhelm anyone. Insiders describe Blake as encouraging Keith to spend time at his ranch, where the focus isn't on celebrity drama, but on living in the moment. Horseback rides across open fields, helping with the harvest, and even spontaneous jam sessions with other musicians provide Keith with both distraction and release. These activities are more than just hobbies. They are therapeutic, offering a sense of normalcy and control amid the chaos of a very public breakup. The message is clear. Stay active, stay engaged, and give yourself permission to feel, create, and heal without judgment. But Blake's help doesn't stop at physical activities. Sources say he's been giving Keith practical advice about managing life in the spotlight post-divorce. He understands the emotional challenges of ending a long-term relationship publicly, from the pressure of media scrutiny to the subtle judgment of fans and peers. Blake reportedly reminds Keith that self-compassion is crucial. Dwelling on guilt or regret will only make the journey harder. Instead, he encourages Keith to focus on growth, creativity, and maintaining strong bonds with the people who truly matter, like his daughters, Rose and Faith Margaret. Music, as always, remains central to Keith's coping strategy, and Blake is reportedly encouraging him to channel raw emotions into songwriting. Rumors suggest that some of Keith's new material may already reflect his personal experiences and feelings about the split. Whether fans realize it or not, these songs could provide both a window into his heart and a pathway for healing. Blake's guidance in this regard isn't just professional advice. It's deeply personal, coming from someone who has been through similar emotional storms and knows how cathartic music can be. Insiders also hint at the emotional reassurance Blake offers during moments of doubt. Whether through late-night conversations, casual check-ins, or simply being a calming presence, Blake appears to understand that sometimes the best help isn't advice. It's listening, supporting, and simply being there. This kind of friendship is rare, especially in an industry where personal struggles are often sensationalized for public consumption. Keith Urban's journey through heartbreak, with Blake Shelton by his side, paints a picture of resilience, camaraderie, and the power of meaningful friendship. While the world watches every move, behind the scenes, Keith is finding ways to rebuild his emotional equilibrium, rediscover joy, and reconnect with his passions. But as supportive as Blake's friendship is, it's only one part of Keith's complex coping process. Next, we'll explore the role of music in Keith's healing journey, and why fans are already anticipating deeply personal songs that could reveal the emotional truth behind this high-profile divorce. For Keith Urban, music has always been more than just a career. It's a way to process life's highs and lows, to turn raw emotion into something meaningful. And now, in the wake of his divorce from Nicole Kidman, sources suggest that music is becoming a lifeline, a private sanctuary where he can confront heartbreak without the relentless gaze of the public. Fans and insiders alike are watching closely, wondering if this challenging period will fuel some of Keith's most honest and emotionally charged songs yet. Rumors indicate that Keith has been spending long hours in his home studio, guitar in hand, writing and composing songs that reflect his feelings about the breakup. While details are scarce, insiders hint that his new material could be deeply personal, exploring themes of love lost, resilience, and self-discovery. It's a process that blends pain with creativity, giving him a way to release emotion constructively rather than letting it fester. For an artist who has spent decades connecting with audiences through heartfelt lyrics and melodies, this is both natural and necessary. Blake Shelton reportedly plays a subtle but meaningful role in this musical therapy. While their time together includes ranch activities, jam sessions, and casual conversation, Blake also encourages Keith to channel his experiences into songwriting. The idea is simple but powerful: turn heartbreak into art, and in doing so, regain control over emotions that otherwise feel overwhelming. Music becomes not just a creative outlet, but a tool for healing, reflection, and personal growth. Fans have already speculated that glimpses of Keith's emotional state may appear in public performances or social media teasers. While none of this is confirmed, it's easy to imagine the depth of emotion behind the next song or album. Keith's artistry has always been defined by authenticity, and insiders suggest that this chapter of his life could produce some of his most revealing work to date. The public may see a confident performer on stage, but behind the scenes, every note and lyric could be infused with the personal struggles of navigating heartbreak. But the emotional power of music isn't just about creating songs, it's also about structure, focus, and coping. By dedicating time to writing and performing, Keith maintains a sense of purpose and stability. Instead of being consumed by regret or media scrutiny, he channels energy into something tangible and fulfilling. Friends like Blake encourage this approach, emphasizing that healing doesn't have to be passive. It can be creative, active, and even empowering. Ultimately, music provides Keith Urban with more than an escape. It's a mirror reflecting his journey, a chronicle of his emotions, and a bridge to understanding himself during a turbulent period. As fans await new songs, the anticipation isn't just about melodies. It's about witnessing an intimate part of a superstar's life, and perhaps seeing the resilience and vulnerability that make him both human and relatable. Next, we'll dive into the immense pressure of living in the public eye during this divorce, and how media scrutiny adds a unique challenge to Keith's personal and emotional recovery. For most people, a breakup is a private ordeal, a time to process emotions, seek support, and find stability. For Keith Urban, however, the end of his 19-year marriage to Nicole Kidman is anything but private. Every step, every word, every social media post is scrutinized by fans, tabloids, and gossip outlets. Living heartbreak under this relentless public gaze adds an entirely new layer of pressure, making recovery and emotional healing far more complicated than anyone outside the spotlight could imagine. Insiders suggest that the public scrutiny is one of Keith's biggest challenges during this period. It's not just about personal heartbreak, it's about managing perception. Every interview, every appearance, and even the way he interacts with his daughters is analyzed, dissected, and often misinterpreted. A casual smile on the red carpet could be labeled as moving on too quickly, while a quiet moment at home could be spun into speculation about depression or regret. For someone who has always maintained professionalism and charm, this level of public judgment is emotionally exhausting. To cope, sources reveal that Keith is relying heavily on the guidance and support of trusted friends, particularly Blake Shelton. Blake reportedly reminds him to focus on what he can control, his music, his family, and his own well-being, rather than getting lost in the whirlwind of public opinion. The advice is simple but critical. Avoid self-criticism and don't let media narratives dictate your emotional state. Even for someone accustomed to fame, this is easier said than done, and insiders hint that Keith is learning to navigate this new, high-stakes version of heartbreak slowly, day by day. There's also speculation that part of Keith's strategy is to maintain a sense of normalcy amid the chaos. Time spent on songwriting, casual jam sessions, and ranch activities with Blake provide reprieve from the constant spotlight. Music and friendship create a buffer, a safe space where he can be himself without fear of judgment. These moments are crucial, helping him reclaim autonomy in a life where personal boundaries are often blurred by fame. Fans have also observed subtle signs of emotional resilience. While headlines focus on the divorce, Keith's social media hints, interviews, and public performances suggest that he's determined not to let this chapter define him entirely. He's seeking balance, keeping his daughters at the center of his life, and using creativity to process complex feelings. Even amidst heartbreak, there's a sense of quiet strength emerging, a reminder that recovery is not linear, but possible with focus and support. Yet, the pressure of living under public scrutiny cannot be understated. The combination of fame, heartbreak, and media attention is a unique challenge, one that few can truly understand. It's a delicate balancing act, grieving privately while performing publicly, finding moments of joy while being constantly observed. For Keith Urban, this is a trial that tests not just his emotional resilience, but also his ability to maintain dignity and authenticity in front of the world. Next, we'll explore Keith's personal life and family struggles, how he's navigating fatherhood, emotional recovery, and maintaining connections with his daughters during this turbulent time. Amid the whirlwind of divorce and public scrutiny, Keith Urban faces a deeply personal challenge, maintaining a strong, supportive presence for his daughters, Rose and Faith Margaret. Parenthood has always been a central part of his life, and insiders suggest that even as he navigates heartbreak, his daughters remain his anchor. The delicate balance of grieving a marriage while staying emotionally available to his children is a struggle that resonates far beyond the glitz of Hollywood. Sources indicate that Keith is making a concerted effort to shield his daughters from the emotional turbulence. He reportedly spends quality time with them, creating normalcy amid the chaos. From casual home activities to weekend outings, these moments are not just about fun. They are about stability, consistency, and reassurance. The goal is to protect the girls from the adult complexities of divorce, while also maintaining a close bond that will endure beyond this turbulent period. Friends note that managing his own emotions while being a strong parent requires discipline and mindfulness. Keith is reportedly leaning on his support network, including Blake Shelton, who encourages him to maintain balance and focus on what truly matters. The challenge is immense. One misstep in public could lead to unwanted speculation, yet failing to be present at home could affect his daughters' emotional well-being. Keith's approach seems deliberate, aiming to prioritize family while still taking the time he needs to process his own heartbreak. In addition to family responsibilities, Keith is also facing personal struggles that are uniquely intensified by his fame. Coping with the end of a nearly two-decade marriage is difficult for anyone, but for Keith, it's compounded by the pressure of maintaining his public image. Sources suggest that he has experienced moments of doubt and vulnerability, quietly reflecting on what went wrong and how to move forward. Yet, despite these challenges, he appears determined to channel his emotions constructively, whether through music, time with friends, or personal reflection. Speculation among fans hints that Keith's daughters may even influence the themes of his next songs. Sources say that being a father is a guiding force, reminding him of resilience, love, and the importance of legacy. The interplay between personal pain and paternal responsibility adds emotional depth to his story, making him relatable not just as a superstar, but as a human being navigating the complexities of life, love, and parenthood. While the spotlight may exaggerate every emotion and misstep, insiders emphasize that Keith is actively working to find balance. He's not just coping, he's strategizing ways to grow stronger, emotionally and creatively, while remaining a devoted father. The process is ongoing, and every choice he makes is carefully weighed against the backdrop of family, fame, and personal healing. Next, we'll explore what the future might hold for Keith Urban, how his personal transformation, friendships, and music could shape the next chapter of his life in ways fans might not expect. As the dust begins to settle on Keith Urban's high-profile divorce from Nicole Kidman, the question on everyone's mind is simple yet compelling. What's next for the country superstar? After 19 years of marriage and 2 daughters, Keith finds himself at a crossroads, one that blends personal healing, professional growth, and the challenges of living under relentless public scrutiny. While the past months have been emotionally taxing, insiders suggest that Keith is quietly planning how to turn this difficult chapter into an opportunity for growth, creativity, and renewal. Sources hint that Keith's personal journey will likely have a profound impact on his music. For an artist whose lyrics often reflect his experiences, heartbreak and recovery may serve as the inspiration for some of his most raw and compelling songs yet. Fans are already speculating that upcoming albums could reveal intimate details about his emotional state, his struggles with separation, and even his reflections on love, family, and resilience. This potential musical evolution isn't just speculation. Insiders suggest that Keith has been spending long hours in the studio, experimenting with melodies, lyrics, and emotions, using music as both therapy and storytelling. Friendship also plays a pivotal role in what lies ahead. Blake Shelton's ongoing support has been a cornerstone for Keith, offering guidance, mentorship, and companionship during the toughest moments. From ranch visits to jam sessions, Blake's influence isn't just about distraction or entertainment. It's about fostering emotional resilience, encouraging Keith to channel pain into creativity, and helping him navigate the complexities of fame while maintaining his personal integrity. Sources suggest that this bond may continue to shape Keith's personal and professional decisions in the months to come. Looking beyond music and friendship, Keith's role as a father remains central. Balancing fatherhood with self-recovery is a challenge that insiders say he takes seriously. He's reportedly dedicating time to create stability for Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret, while also exploring ways to rebuild his own emotional equilibrium. This dual focus, nurturing family while healing personally, may define the next chapter of his life, creating a narrative of resilience, responsibility, and rediscovery that resonates with fans on a deeply human level. Rumors and speculation also swirl around Keith's public appearances and potential collaborations. While none are confirmed, insiders suggest that he may be positioning himself for high-profile performances, new musical partnerships, or even creative projects that reflect his growth and evolution as an artist. Whether on stage, in the studio, or through personal storytelling, Keith's future seems poised to blend vulnerability, authenticity, and artistic reinvention. Ultimately, this period of change presents both challenges and opportunities. Keith Urban's journey through heartbreak, supported by friendship, family, and music, offers a glimpse into how even superstars face deeply personal struggles. Fans are watching closely, wondering not only how he will heal, but also how he will evolve, both personally and professionally. The next steps he takes could redefine his artistry, strengthen his family bonds, and even reshape the way the public perceives celebrity resilience in the face of private heartbreak. Next, we'll wrap up this story with a conclusion that ties together the emotional highs and lows, leaving viewers with a thought-provoking perspective on Keith's journey. Keith Urban's story is far more than a celebrity divorce headline. It's a deeply human tale of heartbreak, resilience, and the search for stability amid chaos. After nearly 2 decades of marriage to Nicole Kidman, the end of their relationship has left Keith navigating one of the most challenging chapters of his life, and doing so under the intense scrutiny of fans, media, and the public eye. The emotional weight of a 19-year partnership ending cannot be overstated, yet sources suggest that Keith is facing this trial with a combination of vulnerability, determination, and creativity. Central to his journey is the support of Shelton, whose guidance has provided not just friendship but a roadmap for navigating the complexities of heartbreak in public life. From ranch activities to music collaboration, Blake's presence offers Keith both distraction and healing. It's a rare example of mentorship meeting companionship, showing that even in the world of fame, genuine friendship can provide comfort and clarity when it's needed most. Music remains Keith's most powerful tool for coping. Insiders hint that his heartbreak may soon be transformed into some of the most personal songs of his career, offering fans a window into the emotional truth behind his public composure. This creative channel provides both therapy and purpose, allowing Keith to process pain, reflect on his experiences, and ultimately emerge stronger and more self-aware. For a performer who has long connected with audiences through authenticity, this chapter promises to reveal a rawer, more introspective side of the artist. Family, too, plays a pivotal role in his recovery. As a father to Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret, Keith is striving to provide stability and love, ensuring that his daughters feel supported even amidst personal upheaval. Balancing fatherhood with personal healing is no small feat, but insiders suggest that Keith's dedication to his family anchors him, offering moments of joy, grounding, and perspective when the world outside feels relentless. The public eye adds both pressure and intrigue. Every step of Keith's journey is watched and analyzed, creating challenges that few ordinary people face. Yet this intense scrutiny also magnifies the impact of his resilience. Fans witness not only his struggle but also his growth, making his journey relatable despite the fame and fortune surrounding him. It's a reminder that even those who seem larger than life grapple with heartbreak, self-doubt, and the quest for emotional equilibrium. Looking forward, Keith Urban's path is filled with both uncertainty and opportunity. Will he channel this experience into groundbreaking music? Will his friendship with Blake continue to shape his recovery? How will his family and fatherhood guide his next steps? While answers remain unknown, one thing is clear. Keith's story is far from over. It's a narrative of resilience, reinvention, and the enduring power of human connection. In the end, Keith Urban's journey reminds us that heartbreak, even when magnified by fame, can be transformed into growth, creativity, and connection. Fans around the world are watching, hoping for healing, inspiration, and a glimpse into the strength it takes to move forward when love, family, and public life collide. And perhaps in the process, Keith will emerge not just as a superstar, but as a symbol of vulnerability, resilience, and the power of support in even the most challenging times.